Hello, my name is Ellen Chabin. I'm a counselor at Agape Healthcare.
And my name's Christina Colombo. I'm a bereavement counseling intern here at Agape Healthcare.
So, this will be our final video in our holiday series. And today we're going to discuss post holiday tips with dealing with grief.
Thanks, Ellen. Yeah, sometimes after the holidays can feel kind of isolating. Everybody's around sometimes during the holidays. We have people, family, friends checking in on us, coworkers checking in on us. Maybe we have gatherings we've gone to, celebrations. And then the holidays end, and the distraction of that time goes away, and our grief can set in again, and it can also feel really lonely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a time where you might have to be more intentional with calling people. Everyone's been through this whirlwind of holidays, and now it's kind of time. A lot of people just stay more at home, keep more to themselves, and it might take a little bit more effort to reach out to those that really support you.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we head into 2021, we're still in the middle of a pandemic, and while there's hope that might end in 2021, we know at least at the beginning of the year we still need to be mindful of social distancing and quarantining if we're not feeling well. Um, and so some ways to get through that might be, reaching out to people in your life, letting them know what your needs are, checking in, setting up virtual calls or phone calls with people, and just, giving space to stay connected to other people. What else
Right.
do you recommend for this time?
Well, self-care again is important. Watching your eating, getting a lot of water. If exercise is something that's helpful to you for stress release, engaging in that, maybe even taking up a new activity, kind of a small resolution that maybe you wanted to get involved in prior. But definitely being compassionate to yourself.
Definitely. And getting a lot of sleep is also important. Maybe also just setting boundaries is a good way to take care of yourself too. So, if you just can't do those things that you're being asked of you, saying no, and that's okay to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The other thing is looking at the new year and possibly looking at things that can bring some hope. As you mentioned earlier with the pandemic, there's so much uncertainty, and maybe to be hopeful that in 2021, as vaccinations, as change happens, that there's things to be hopeful for.
Yeah, we do have some things to be hopeful for. And I think sometimes as we head into a new year and we're grieving someone who has died, can feel like we're leaving that person behind, right? We're heading into a year that person is not able to experience. And maybe, making space for that person, to honor them in the new year, to talk about them with others. All the things we've talked about before are still important. So whether it's remembering, to celebrate who they were, and how important they were to us, saying their name, visiting their gravesite if that's a possibility, looking at pictures of them, listening to their favorite songs, making their favorite foods, all those things that we have talked about throughout this series, can still be done as we head into the new year.
Right. Yeah. The other thing is those that are really good support, be honest with them. If you're having a bad day, or you just need a shoulder to cry on, or if you just you need somebody to go with you to the gravesite, whatever it is you need, to be honest with people and let them know, because they do want to help, and they often don't know what to do, and they don't want to say the wrong thing, or they don't want to do the wrong thing. So just be honest with them.
Yeah, that is really important and so true. And that a lot of times our support system doesn't know how to support us when we're grieving.
Mm-hmm.
So being honest is important. Also keeping in mind who your supports are. knowing what their strengths are in their support of you. So some people, you might have learned, it makes really uncomfortable when you talk about someone who has died, whereas other people are more open to that conversation and having that experience with you. So having realistic expectations of your support system is also important so that you can care for yourself and your own needs right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you have a poem that you think would be relevant to starting the new year?
I do, yeah, and it kind of aligns with the idea that moving on can feel like leaving someone behind in the previous year, and this is, I think, a good reading to take them forward with us.
Okay.
It's called "We Remember Them" by Sylvan Cannons and Rabbi Jack Reimer. At the rising sun and at its going down, we remember them. At the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter, we remember them. At the opening of the buds and in the rebirth of spring, we remember them. At the blueness of the skies and in the warmth of summer, we remember them. At the rustling of the leaves and in the beauty of the autumn, we remember them. At the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember them. As long as we live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. When we are weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we are lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have decisions that are difficult to make, we remember them. When we have joy we crave to share, we remember them. When we have achievements that are based on theirs, we remember them. For as long as we live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. And I just want to remind everybody as well that as we head into the new year, if you need additional support in your grief, feel free to reach out to Agape. Seek spiritual guidance if you need to engage in therapy, find a support group. Be sure to take good care of yourself.
And we will be having some more videos in the future, so look out for those too.
Thank you.
Thank you.